Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie. Today I'm doing a layout for the Paper Issues design team, and you'll see I've got a cut file that I'm going to be using, and this cut file is completely free and you can get it at the Paper Issues shop. There's a whole section that's called free cut files or free for all, and you can just download as many cut files as you'd like. Now I'm going to be using the part of the cut file that says let's go. And you'll see there that I have gessoed my paper and it's dry already. And I'm going to be placing the cut file on the left-hand side of my paper. And I've also enlarged the cut file quite a lot so that it, is as big as the paper is long. So it is quite a big cut file. Now, what I decided, I was going to back this cut file. And I've got this collection from Echo Park. It's called Imagine That. It's a beautiful girl collection. And it's got a load of different elements: mermaids, cats, unicorns, bicycles, teapots, rainbows, the works. And I am going to be backing my cut file with the papers. And I'm going to be using this collection to embellish this page as well. Now, I'm looking through the paper there, and I decided that I would rather use the 6x6 papers to back this cut file. I didn't want to cut into those beautiful big 12x12s. I've got another plan for them in any case. So I'm just choosing the papers that I would like to use. Now, you'll see I've got quite an array of, solid colors or color-on-color papers. Printed papers with like that gingham paper is quite printed. There's a lot of color on there, and you'll see that every second letter I am going to be or was it every third letter? You'll see what I'm going to do now. I am going to be backing the L with sort of very patterned, paper that's got a lot of patterns on it. The S and the G I'm going to be backing as well with heavily patterned paper. And then the E, the T, and the O I'm going to be backing with paper that is lighter, that's got more white on it. Also it's got patterns on it, but that's a bit less striking as those, so that there's sort of like a pattern being formed with the patterned papers. I don't know if you get my drift, but you'll see that in a bit. Now, this does take me a little while to back, and you guys all know how to back cut files, so I'm not going to let you watch all of that. So there you'll see the L, the S, and the G is a bit more, they're backed with darker papers, more striking papers. The E, the T, and the O are backed with softer patterns, softer colors, and so on. I wanted to do some mixed media on the background, hence the gesso. So I pulled out my gelatos. Now that gelato color is called guava, and it matched the collection perfectly. It's a very soft pinky color, and you'll see how easily that goes on. And if you don't know this technique by now, this is called the packaging technique, or I don't know who dubbed it the packaging technique, but it is widely known in the scrapbook community as the packaging technique. I know Missy Whitten does it a lot. A lot of other scrapbookers do it a lot as well. It's a very easy way of just getting very organic looking splashes, splotches, watercolory effect, organic shapes on your page. It's very easy. As you can see, I'm just adding some a little gelato smudge to the little plastic packaging, adding some water to it, and you'll see that I do mix the water into the gelato, quite heavily, because I don't want those little gelato flakes, if you know what I mean. So I try and get rid of those gelato flakes while I am adding the water to the gelato on the packaging. Now, at this moment, I still thought that blue was a good idea. However, mixing and going on with Lucy's saying hello. You know, adding the color to the rest of this, I realized that that blue isn't quite the right blue. So I am going to be, in the end, you won't see the blue. I'll cover up the blue completely. And there I'm thinking, should I go on with the blue? Should I not? But I do go on with it. And you know what? I just stick things over it so you won't even see. That pink's called Bubblegum. And the green is called Metallic Mint. Or that sort of minty color is Metallic Mint. And then that light green is called Iced Pear. I think the blue, I'm not sure, probably Metallic Blueberry, something like that. So here I come in again with the guava, and I'm just going to sort of try and, go around that square that I traced for where my photo will be. And I did that so that I could just see where I'm going to place my photo, and so that I don't waste any gelato or any time doing mixed media on a space on the page that I know I'm not going to, in any case, see. However, I do cover up the blue, so... But anyway, we all learn, hey? So there's the Metallic Mint that I'm talking about. It's beautiful minty color. Or minty, teal, not teal, aqua, I don't know what you want to call it, but its name is Metallic Mint. It's beautiful. It's got the shimmer to it. And there's the iced pear that I just rub on there. And as you can see that I'm adding not a lot of water, because I don't want the splotches to be too big and runny and watery. So so there you go. And I just go in, onto the page with my brush just to soften out the edges a little bit. And I've placed my photo back on, and I've decided I'm going to use all the bicycles in this collection. The chipboard bicycle, and then there's a bicycle in the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. Because why not? I can have 2 bicycles on a page and a photo with a bicycle on it. And so I am going to be doing some layering behind my photo with the offcuts of the 6x6 paper pad there. And that blue is beautiful. It it contrasts very nicely with the light colors in the collection. I really like that, and it makes my photos stand out against the mixed media on the background as well. So that acts as a little barrier between my photo and the mixed media background as well. So I'm just looking at the backs of those ephemera packs just to see if there is something that I want to put there, instead of just, taking everything out of the bag. I just pop a look at what's at the back of the pack. And at that stage, I wanted to use that little tag that says play the day away. I don't use it in the end, but it is going to stay there. At that moment, I thought that it was a good balance to the darker, to the dark blue at the top of the photo, but it isn't going to make the final cut. I did also want to add some florals, but they just didn't work for me in this layout. I always try to work in florals in my layouts. I love floral clusters, and it's such an easy thing to embellish with. And however, it doesn't make it on this layout. So I pull off that little bicycle sticker with the balloons, and I love the fact that it's facing or heading in a different direction than the chipboard bicycle. So they sort of face each other. So this was the first bicycle that my daughter had. It was a Hello Kitty bicycle, and she loved it. So that's why I wanted to put all the bicycles on there. I did use that chipboard sentiment piece on the top right hand corner of my photo. It says she leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes, and I wanted to put that camera on there as well. If you look closely, you can see that the bicycle in the bottom right hand corner of my photo has a blue frame, so I wanted to balance out that with the blue camera that you see on the top left hand corner of my layout of my photo. So you'll see that I've popped up the entire cut file on some foam, some double-sided foam adhesive. I did add some extra adhesive to the foam because this is covered in gesso, this page, and some mixed media. So a lot of the time the foam doesn't stick very nicely to the mixed media background. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some extra adhesive on there. Now, a lot of these little elements I'm going to be popping up on the foam, and then some of them I'm not going to be popping up on foam, and this is just to give a lot of dimension to my layout. I wanted the cut file to stand out from the white background, especially the top and the bottom of the cut file, because the cut file is cut in white, even though it is backed in colored paper. I wanted a shadow behind the letters on that white 12 by 12 piece of paper. So yeah, so I just keep on layering behind my photo, and I keep on finding these little bits that I just stick in everywhere, and you'll see that I just tore off a little a bit of that gingham or tartan paper and just added an edge to the top of my photo there. And yeah, I love this collection. I'm not usually into these sort of very girly or very boy themed collections, sort of, you know, for boys pirates or dinosaurs, or for girls, for instance, mermaids or something. But for this reason, I really liked this collection actually, and it, you know, it helped me scrap some of the photos that I didn't know how to scrap, you know, for my girl. So it's a very easy collection. It's very easy to scrap with, and so on. So I do a dawdly line. I do draw a doodly line around my page just to bring it all together, and I like the pop of black that gives, that the doodly line gives. I also just frame my photo with my Sharpie doodly line around my photo. And these are some Doodlebug matte sprinkles, and it's like matte acrylic pop dots, and as you can see, I do add some extra adhesive behind that, behind those pop dots, because I put them on the areas with lots of mixed media on it, and I didn't want them to fall off. So I bring in my Paige Evans 30-page sticker book, because the colors match really nicely, especially with the Oh My Heart collection. The colors match really nicely with this and that collection from Echo Park. And I'm just going to go through that little book and see, you know, what fits, and what little sentiments I can use, and so on. And you can see as I go through the book, I have used a lot of this book, and I have all of the books of American crafts, and really all my books look this used. I've used them quite liberally, you know, in my planning, and then on layouts and things like that. So I do use mainly the Oh My Heart section from this book, but there are some of the, is that the Take Me Away collection in the rest of the book? But anyway, this is the layout. If you are interested in the cut files, please head on over to the Paper Issue shop. Bye!